Hello everyone, my name's Alice. I'm a fashion tutor at BCA. Just wanted to do a nice easy task that you can do from home. All you need is some paper, pencil, any more drawing materials you might have, but all you need is a pencil. It's going to be a design development and illustration task, and we're going to look at a fashion collection as an inspiration to develop from. So a fashion collection is what you would see on catwalk. Normally there is fashion weeks happening now. Obviously with current situations they are working out different ways of doing it. So I am looking at a collection from last London Fashion Week, which was the Preen Autumn Winter 20 show. You can see on screen now. As you can see, it has an interesting mix of quite structured, almost masculine tailoring, quite relaxed and oversized, with this hyper feminine frilled ruffles and oversized dresses and detailing. That's an interesting juxtaposition with the masculine oversized silhouettes. You can see that they have played with proportions, they've mixed some frills in with the tailoring, using the tailoring fabrics and the silks in different interesting ways. I thought this was a good collection because it is clear how they've developed and how they are connecting things. So the first thing you're going to do is find a show that interests you in some way. Have a look at it and think, what are the elements that are similar about all of the different designs? It can be colours, so here there's lots of greys and whites and blacks with pops of blue, pink in different shades, and then a bit of graphic prints as well. Think about what colours have they used, what shapes. So for here, on this collection, it's very oversized, which means not fitted to the body. There are elements that are fitted, but there's still quite a lot of volume and a lot of fabric gathered, which is seen in most of the garments. There are obviously, as I said, the tailoring details, so lapels, collars, cuffs, ties. Think about the accessories, the styling, the mood, what kind of emotion do you feel when you see the clothing. Find a collection that you think, oh, this is interesting for whatever reason. It might just be that you like it. It might be that it's something very different. It might be a designer or a brand that you know, and that's great. Colors, fabrics, details, shapes, mood. And then we're going to start with the drawing task. So you can see I've got these 4 figures. They don't really look like figures yet, but I'm doing a very simplistic template for you so that you can follow. Obviously, some of you will be happy with drawing, some of you won't really like drawing or illustration, but we will work on that during our time together. But as you can see, I've just done a very simple shape, which is this oblong, 2 lines and then a line across. And this is basically an interpretation of a head, a neck and shoulders, but then we're going to soften this. When you look at fashion illustration, it is not correct proportions. It's often exaggerated and elongated. Here I'm doing very wide shoulders as a base with quite a weird thin neck. And this is to give it my own style, my own personality. So you're basically going to make like a skeleton that you're going to draw on. So here I've just done a straight line, but I'm going to smooth it out, curve the edges, and then go along this line. Don't worry if it doesn't quite meet up. And now it looks more like a shoulder. You can add details like the collarbone, but obviously we're drawing clothes on top, so you might end up just going over it. Here I've done a really, really light sketch of a body shape underneath. So waist, shoulder, I've done an imitation of a knee, and then the bottom part of the leg, and 1 foot and 1 leg, 1 arm with a hand, yeah? Just have a hint of it because you're going to draw over it, so you're probably going to end up losing it. Here I've done quite an angular sort of side, so I've drawn that shoulder line at an angle, and then I filled in some details. I've drawn the bust, and I've tried to get this sort of shape looking from the side, yeah? But I'm going to fill onto it. Or you can just, like the first one, have essentially the shoulders and treat it like as if it was a hanger, yeah, clothes hanger, and you're going to draw your clothes off that. So once you have at least one head and shoulders, you're going to have a look at your collection and start taking elements of it. So here I've got this from the Preen collection, and I'm going to try and take some of the details. So I'm going to start off drawing this jacket with the lapel. So I'm going to try just take this section, looking at your drawing, looking at the photo, but don't worry if it doesn't look very much like it. And I'm actually going to exaggerate this shape. So I'm going to bring it round as if it was wrapping over the entire body. So I'm developing on from this. I'm going to make a big oversized sleeve, and I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay. Do not worry, some of your designs are going to look great, some of them might look weird, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm coming down the coat as if it's a crossover, but what I'm going to do now is bring in some elements of the frills. So from looking at this photo, I'm going to make this bottom piece the same shape as this. So I'm going to bring this nice curve round, and then I'm going to add this lovely frill on the bottom. So just try and draw what you think you can see, but when it comes to doing frills, the best rule is to look at this gathering. So just do lots and lots of irregular lines coming from this line. So not close together, different widths, and drawing these lines down. Then when I've done this wiggly line, I come up, and some of them I meet, but some of them I just leave. Yeah, maybe I do a line like that. Okay, bring some of this down, yeah. And I'm gonna make this come up. It's just gonna be oversized and boxy. I'm gonna draw up to here, draw the seam. This side, what should I do? Maybe I will do a different hem, a different neckline. So here, we can see there's this like waistcoat underneath. So I'm going to add in the detail of the waistcoat. So it's an irregular hem, neckline So now I want to add a big button here, oversized again. Maybe I want to add some frill detail onto the cuff to bring that together. So just like before, pick some random lines. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, and then maybe I think I want to add another layer of frill underneath coming down. Just quickly, yeah. Okay, so that's my first rough design. I'm going to draw in a hand and a leg. Okay. For your first one, you can just take one of your designs and draw that as a practice, and then you're going to take elements to develop. The next one, I'm going to look at this lovely shaped dress, but I'm going to try and bring together some of these elements with the coat that I've just designed. Little frill at the bottom. And I think it fits that kind of Victorian looking shirt. But then for the bottom, I'm going to go back to this image and add in some of this tailoring. Okay, that's my second design. Next one, I'm gonna try and do like a half and half where I bring these two together. This one is very interesting already because it's got these different layers. So I'm going to take that idea, I'm going to draw half of the waistcoat. I'm going to make it longer. So I've got a series of designs that have similar elements to them. So if you can see, I've used this frill detail on the coat, quite big, small and delicate on here, and the same here and very big here. There's a similar idea, but it's more folded on this one. We can maybe add some more frills if we want. So if you have a design that doesn't seem to link with any of them, try and add some details that link them. So for example, this frill. You might want to bring something new in. So you might think, oh, actually, I'd quite like to add some bows on to make it look interesting. Do that, it's your design, yeah? I've also got this tailoring and this sort of diagonal shape, which I've taken from the collection, but I've also developed myself. Try and develop lots of different ideas from the same collection, making them connect together. So the more you practice, the easier drawing will come. It won't always be perfect. You will have mistakes, but sometimes those mistakes are interesting, more interesting than a perfect finished drawing. I've also put some examples of different illustrators. This shows different fashion illustrators' interpretations when looking at Fashion Week. So fashion illustrators are not designers, they are the people that make unique artwork inspired by fashion design. I will be adding colour to my drawings just to show you some different ways of adding depth, but basically if you just have a set of pencils, if you've got a softer pencil you can add some shading, which I'll be showing, and then you can add some colour to represent the different fabrics. But just play around, just be experimental. The only way you will develop your drawing is to practice and to try. I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but I'd love to see you do some drawings over the summer and bring them in to show me. It gives me a really good idea of where we're starting from and where I can help you develop. It's really important to keep up to date with fashion designers. What fashion is doing, the changes in fashion is constant, and this will give you a good contextual knowledge before you start the course. Thanks for watching. All the best. Bye.